What is going on, guys? My name is Jeffrey. Welcome back to Epic Reactions, and today we're celebrating the 1 year anniversary of Heartbreak Weather. We're doing the Untold Truth of Niall Horan. I'll also be including performance from the concert he did. I'll be putting in Dear Patience at the beginning, and then also the Heartbreak Weather transition. If you want to check out the full concert, that will be on my Patreon. But yeah, everyone's having a beautiful, 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 beautiful day. And yeah, if you're new here, definitely hit the subscribe button. Over 70% of the people at Twitter are not subscribed to one of them. You enjoyed my videos, definitely subscribe button. You can always change your mind later. And yeah, again, hope everyone's having a great day. Let's check this out.
If you're a die-hard Directioner or just
God damn, it's loud. I did not expect it to be that loud, bro.
a fan of pop music, then you already know that Niall Horan landed a spot in the juggernaut boy band One Direction after competing on the
Yeah, I like this guy's accent. This guy's dope, actually. This dude narrator is sick.
X Factor. But there's more to this pop
I like
music
this
crush
guy.
turned solo artist than meets the eye. This is the untold truth of Niall Horan.
This narrator
When he was just 5 years old, Niall Horan's parents divorced. But while most kids end up living with whichever parent is deemed best for them, Horan made the decision of who he would live with himself. Although he and his brother Greg initially split their time between their mom, Maura, and their dad, Bobby,
Tell me this fool was 5 and he was already making decisions like that?
they made the
Damn.
decision just a little later to live with their dad full time, according to the Daily Record.
Summers were spent kicking football around until the sun went down at 10 o'clock.
But Niall and his mom apparently
actually
still
watched that
have a
interview.
great relationship. Maura once said via the outlet, "It makes me very emotional seeing what he's doing. It really is changing his life. It's so huge. What else could a mother ask for her child? It's mind-blowing." Last weekend, he met the Obamas, so the child's mind must be blown with what he's getting to see and do. Even with all the success her son has experienced, Maura says fame hasn't changed him. She added, "He has a great head on his shoulders.
Yeah,
He's
he
very
is.
humble."
He's very well rounded and very grounded. Like he's very grounded. Very grounded. That's why I love him so much. Like he's just, you know, he's I haven't seen anything like there's no him getting drama. I just don't even see anything bad. I don't think I've ever seen anything bad about him before. I don't think I've ever seen anything bad about him before. I don't think I've ever seen anything bad about him before.
While he was still a student, Horan unsurprisingly enjoyed his music classes, and during the annual Christmas Carol concert, he stood out as a clear star. According to Niall Horan, the unauthorized biography, the book revealed, with his cherubic face and sweet voice, he certainly looked and sounded the part of the classical choir boy. A teacher called Anne Caulfield first noted Niall's vocal ability.
There's pictures of me as a child, like, playing play guitars and singing into microphones and kind of a bit of, I suppose, a little bit of a show off.
But Horan's teacher wasn't the only one who realized that he had some serious vocal talent. Apparently, while driving with his aunt when he was younger, Horan began singing a Garth Brooks song. His rendition was so impressive that his aunt...
Yeah, this would be 90s when Garth Brooks was literally the biggest artist on the... Look at that show, by the way, that Garth Brooks, he was the biggest artist on the planet during the 90s. That was when country music was in its heyday. That's insane. Look at that crowd for Garth Brooks. That's absolutely insane.
Thought she was hearing the radio. When she figured out it was actually Horan belting out the tune, she knew in that moment that he was going to become something special. According to the biography, Horan was just 16 years old when he first auditioned for the X Factor, going on to become part of One Direction.
I'm Niall Horan, I'm 16 and I'm from the Mullingar in the Midlands of Ireland.
But the jam-packed schedule that surely came along with his role in the boy band prevented him from experiencing a few things that normal kids get to do. He told J14, "I didn't even get to go to my prom." While that's certainly a little sad, it's not an uncommon occurrence for kids who get an early start in the industry. But it turns out it wasn't the only thing he missed out on. He also didn't finish school. Thankfully, he's been a massive success without the high school diploma, and has even proven his knack for teaching himself the things that he didn't pick up in class. Fans of One Direction know that Horan was the group's, quote, resident musician, as Bustle put it. They also added, "He's played the guitar during some of their concerts and was even featured on some tracks on the group's album, Midnight Memories." But did you know that he taught himself to play guitar at just 12 years old?
That's so
After
cool.
picking up the instrument that his
amazing, dude.
uninterested
That's
older
amazing.
brother got for Christmas, Horan soon got the hang of things. He became so adept that he even taught bandmate Harry Styles how to do a little strumming. And Horan could maybe also show
I was wondering how Harry Styles started playing the guitar and everything. I was wondering how that kind of came about, because you could tell like no one else really knew what was going on except him on the guitar. And I always wondered. I was gonna ask that because I was watching the concert. Yeah, that's I assumed I didn't know, but I was like maybe he like taught him a little bit, and you know Harry's very good at the guitar now, very good, so that's cool.
Styles how to play the piano. After Horan took to social media to share a live video of himself tickling the ivories, a fan hopped onto Twitter to ask, Niall, how do you manage to play this well on the piano? Did you teach yourself or take some lessons? To that, Niall responded, I've never had a lesson or actually know what chords I'm playing. I play a guitar chord and try and match up the notes wise to make the chord. Then my right hand plays a lot of the melodic stuff. Aside from his duties as a famous pop star, Horan has to deal with a health issue that affects people from all walks of life. He admitted back in 2018 while chatting with Nova FM's Kent Smallsy Small, I struggle with the old acid reflux. As for what that means for the star, Medical News Today describes the issue as a common condition that features a burning pain known as heartburn in the lower chest.
I thought we all got that. I didn't know that was like, is that medical? I thought we all got that. Like I got that before. I feel like we all get that, right? I don't know. They were making it so, he was making it so dramatic. I thought this dude was like, had something like really bad like with him. Like I thought it was like really bad for a second. I was like, why do I not know this?
Area. It happens when stomach acid flows back up into the food pipe. But while that might be a painful annoyance for most people, it's something that causes real problems when it comes to Horan's singing. He said, honestly, you're standing at the mic and obviously singing and opening your mouth and taking deep breaths allows the food to come up. So sometimes you just go burp all over the mic and it's not great. Things were actually so bad that the Irish Mirror reported that, quote, acid reflux threatens to stall Niall's solo singing career. That's why in 2016 he sought treatment for the condition. Sharing a photo of himself with
it was much worse. Okay, I paused it way before. I was gonna say, I was like, dude, why is this guy making it so dramatic? So it is an actual issue.
Okay. Stuck to his chest. Niall wrote, hooked up at the doc's office. Acid reflux is no joke. One thing that Horan's fans love about him is his blonde hair. Girlfriend magazine explained, each member of One Direction had their own unique thing.
It's so wild that he actually didn't have blonde hair. Like, that is the most wild thing to me. Like, I feel like I was conned, honestly.
Zayn the broody one, Harry the adorable one, Louis the sassy one, Niall the blonde one. He was the only one in the band with these lighter locks, and he totally stood out because of it. But during an interview with the Zach Sang show in May 2017, the singer let the cat out the bag on his true hair color, pointing out that it takes around 3 hours to lighten his naturally brown hair each time he meets with a stylist. He added,
it's just like
waste of time.
A pain, yeah. So I started doing it when I was like 12 or 13.
Oh wow.
So 10 years is a long time putting that crap in your hair.
When Horan took a break from dyeing his hair and let his naturally brunette locks grow in, fans kind of lost it. Bustle reported, people online are either in love with the new dude or are lamenting the good old days.
Like, I really like the brown hair. I think he looks more grown up with the brown hair. I feel like he looks more like a kid with the blonde, but with the brown hair, he just seems like it's very grown up to me.
When the band was performing together and Horan's hair was a bright white blonde. His hardcore blonde hair loving fans may have not been so impressed, but that hasn't stopped Horan from sticking with what he likes.
No one cares about.
You might assume that Horan's got a bunch of other boy bands on his playlist, and just as many girl groups. While that may indeed be the case, it's also just as likely that he's listening to a little classic rock or a crooner-style tune. A fan of both the Eagles and Michael Bublé, Horan has shown up at a concert for the former, along with Harry Styles, and is known to praise the latter. Horan even revealed during an Ask Anything chat that if you listen closely, you'll recognize the Eagles' influence on his solo album, Flicker.
I would say either the Eagles or Fleetwood Mac. You can hear Fleetwood in a couple of songs and you can hear the Eagles as well.
Bublé once spoke about the boys of One Direction, telling the entertainment.ie site, Horan's a great kid, we talk a lot. Him and Liam Payne are the two boys I chat with, and it's actually really refreshing to see young guys like that get success and for them not to be It's probably a testament to where he comes from and his family.
Like, they all 5 are really well-rounded, and they're not, like, dicks. You know what I mean? Like, they're all really nice. Like, that's one of the best things, is they really didn't turn into dicks, because they could have very well... I think that what it was, the 5 of them really did ground each other, I think, because they all easily could have turned into, like, straight assholes. They really could have. Like, they're the biggest band in the world for 5 years straight, back-to-back, touring, doing all this, do literally anything they want, you know? They could have easily turned into assholes, and they really did. Like, they all kept each other very, very, very well rounded, and I think that's, like, you know, the best part of it. It's just they all are just super, super down-to-earth people.
In turn, Horan told ET Canada in 2017 of the singer,
the greatest man. I want to grow up to be Michael Bublé.
It's official.
Oh,
Niall
great.
Horan is a believer. That's right, the former One Direction singer
You
is
know,
a
this video has like almost like 700 million views, I'm pretty sure, or like a lot of views. This fool sitting at like, this is his worst music video, by the way. Well, his music videos aren't really that good, but this one is really bad. And this song's bad too, but dude, this dude, I don't know how he got so many views.
fan of the fellow pop star Justin Bieber, and he certainly isn't afraid to let everyone know
His
it.
new album
Horan
should be
even
good, though.
tweeted praise for Bieber's music in 2012, with Billboard noting that the singer, quote, playfully parodied Niall Horan's album cover on Instagram. While that might make it seem like the two stars are always in a light-hearted mood when it comes to their friendship, it turns out that the Irish performer actually feels bad for his Canadian counterpart. Horan told Glamour UK,
You see solo stars, and like I watched Justin Bieber's new docuseries. People didn't realise the pressure that he was under. I can relate to that 100%.
explaining that the members
I think he was literally.
of One Direction had each
Yeah.
other to lean on when the pressure got to be too much.
Exactly.
Horan noted that Bieber didn't have that type of situation. He added,
I always felt sorry for Justin in that respect.
when Horan
Like, it's no excuse for Justin Bieber to be like, just he was absolutely terrible. And I you know, I don't know if it's my place. I forgive him. You know, I still like his music and everything. But I think these five, like, especially when you're on the road, as much as Justin Bieber, he had no like family. Like, he had nothing to. He had like no support system. Really, he had like no support system. And these five, like, if they also like they don't really have a support system because they're always on the road. So at least they had each other to be each other's support system. Where when you're a person like Justin Bieber, you really have, you know, you have no one to be your support system. Even though you have a family, and just like they have a family, like you're always on the road, so you like don't see your family. So it's like, you know, that's even if you have a really good family, that really doesn't bring you anything because you're always on the road and you don't even get a chance to see them. You know, I think that was Zayn's issue, was that he didn't like his main support system was his family, and that's what he really liked, and he never got to see his family at all, and he really wanted to see his family. And that's like his main support system that eases his, you know, anxiety that he was facing and everything. So it just depends. It sucks though what Justin Bieber went through. You know, it doesn't excuse everything that he did, but you know, I give him a break because he was going through some rough stuff.
Horan isn't busy making music, he can likely be found enjoying himself
The
on
next
the
Tiger
links. He
Woods.
told Virgin Radio Dubai, I'm a sports fan in general, and I watch a lot of sports, and when I was 12 or 13, I joined my local golf club and fell in love with golf then. According to a
I like golf.
2019 profile for Today's Golfer, Horan is apparently the, quote, future of golf. That's because he doesn't just play the sport for fun, but he's also the co-founder of Modest Golf Management, which he launched in 2016. He told the outlet, having the love for golf that I do was the reason I wanted to set up the company in the
He just launched something for women in golf. I'm pretty sure that was really cool. I ain't like look into it, but I'm pretty sure it's something to help women get into golf and, you know, stay and like have a rightful place in golf like they deserve. So that's really
first
cool.
place. And here we are 3 years later with some of the most influential people in golf. But fans can rest assured that he won't be giving up the stage for the green. According to the Brampton Guardian, at least not anytime soon.
Not that I'm the greatest golfer ever, but I love the game and I would like more people to get into it.
Horan may be famous
I like
thanks
it,
to
dude.
his pop song-worthy singing voice, but that's not the only vocal skill he possesses. Also adored for his unmistakable Irish accent. He just so happens to be able to pull off a range of accents from different cultures.
Oh my god, I love Temple Bar. I go there for a Guinness, even though it costs $11.
The star showed off his
God
vocal
damn.
skills while
That
sitting
video
down
is
for
so
a
good.
rather unusual chat with Jimmy Fallon in 2019. At the host's request, Horan performed a lively reading of a classic holiday story, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas,
I haven't watched
but with
this yet.
different accents that would pop up on the screen in front of him.
Not a creature was stirring. Not even a wee little moose.
Luckily, the singer was up to the task.
Scottish people are just basically British people. No, I'm joking. Don't hurt me. I'm joking. I'm joking. All the people in Scotland right now, it's okay. I'm joking. I'm just messing with you. I know people get very upset about that in Scotland. It's just a joke, you know? It's just a joke. I love you guys.
Hitting up Scottish, Russian, Spanish, French, Brooklyn, and Australian dialects. He basically nailed the game and wowed his fans.
It was frickin' Santa Claus!
Of course,
It's
Jimmy
known
Fallon.
that Horan is not fond of small, enclosed spaces thanks to his claustrophobia.
Even when you know, like people get too close and stuff, I'm like, ah.
But not as many know he
Same.
also happens to hate birds, specifically pigeons. Yes, really. He told The Sun, I can't stand them after one once flew in through my bathroom window and went for me while I was having a wee. That was enough. I think pigeons target me. He even revealed that when it comes to performing, I get really nervous if pigeons are flying around before shows. However, Horan was willing to face his feathered fear during a March 2020 installment of James Corden's Carpool Karaoke.
I think they're horrible.
I don't like the fact that they're not scared of us until you get really close to them. People have to like run at a flock of pigeons and like to make them move.
For the sake of some good fun, Corden thought it might help if Horan held one of the flighty creatures, and also have one placed on his shoulder and on his head. While Horan met the challenge, he was wary of one of the birds doing its business on him, which is totally understandable.
I just had
I can't
3
be
pigeons,
responsible.
and one of them pooed on me.
I can't be responsible for their actions.
Thanks to Horan's timing was just barely out of his teens. According to the Celebrity Net Worth, between June 2013 and June 2014, the group generated $75 million in revenue, and the next year brought in an additional $130 million. Beyond that, the band's Where We Are tour was the second highest grossing tour ever when it comes to comparable groups, thanks to the fact that it took in a whopping $282 million. However, Horan may want to think about investing his fortune. A source told the Irish Mirror in 2018, he's simply spending a lot more than he makes. He could end up with nothing if he's not careful. Niall is not making anything near the money he was enjoying in 1D, but he's still spending a fortune.
This place is going to be electric tomorrow night.
Noting that the singer and sports entrepreneur has lofty goals for both.
What's his full buying? He's not, what? Unless he's like has these secrets. Dude, I've never seen him spend something lavish like this. And of course it's anonymous source. What a bro. That's I don't think that's true, honestly. I don't know what what would he be buying? What would Niall Horan be buying? Of everything in the world, what would this man really be buying and spending his money on? Please, someone tell me. Please tell me what he would be spending his money on. I would love to know, because this dude wakes up and plays golf every day and makes music. Like, I don't know what he would be spending all this money on.
With his golf-related endeavors and solo music career. Regarding Niall's solo
That kinda
career,
ruined the
the
whole video
insider
for me.
pointed out, it
Kinda
comes with a
bothers me.
huge financial burden. And in terms of his solo career, he hasn't had that one big solo hit that any former boy band member needs to move on from their past life in the band. It looks like Horan may need to be a little smarter with his fortune until he hits his next big payday.
Okay, I'm done with this. That's literally the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I don't think this fool spends money on anything. I feel like he's super cheap. That's just my opinion, though. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe he is just, out here to live in lavish, but I highly doubt it. I mean, I couldn't see him. I don't know what he'd spend his money on. I really don't. I can't fathom he'd be spending his money on anything. I'm sure he does spend money, but I doubt it's that much. I mean, he's a lot of money. He has a lot of money. A lot of money. So, yeah, that's going to do what everyone enjoyed. Now you're going to see the concert, the preview of the concert. So hope everyone enjoys that. Everyone has a great day. And I'll see you on the next video.